Hi, I'm on my friend Heather's gorgeous patio in Albuquerque, but it took a lot of doing to get here. God, the breeze is incredible. It feels so good. We're going out to Old Town tonight and get a steak dinner. We haven't seen each other in 2 years, and our dogs haven't seen each other in 2 years, and they are like best friends, Gizmo and Thad. Such a happy reunion. But it took a while to get here. I woke up this morning in Amarillo at dark 30, and I was 8 miles from the Cadillac Ranch. So I took off thinking I'd see sunrise at the Cadillac Ranch. Now, the Cadillac Ranch, in case you don't know, is 10 vintage Cadillacs from, I think, 49 to 62. So pretty much Cadillacs from the 50s. That's an art installation. They're buried nose deep in a row right outside of Amarillo. Nobody knows why. A millionaire paid for this art installation. So I thought I was going to arrive and see this. Sunrise at the Cadillac Ranch. Sounds so romantic. Actually, what I saw is this. It was still that dark, but it's kind of cool because it looked like Stonehenge. It was it was a big deal. So anyway, back in the car and on the road. Here's my feelings about the best thing about Texas. Oh my God, it's the sunrises. They are gorgeous. I took off with the most incredible sunrise behind me. And then, of course, I've also mentioned the great Texas food. Worst thing about Texas, it's cowboy country. It's every man for itself. It's survival of the fittest. Like in Missouri and Oklahoma, they were giving you constant information about the roads. In Texas, just lanes stop and the barrels start and people are out there and you just kind of figure it out as best you can. Strangest sign I saw today, that's a new category, but I think this is worthwhile. It was called potty break, which cannabis is legal in New Mexico. It's not in Texas. So the first exit when you cross the border from Texas to New Mexico has got an established called potty break where you can get your cannabis, and they advertise they have very clean bathrooms. So hey, what more could you possibly want out of life than two great kinds of potty breaks right on the border? For the record, I did not stop at potty break. I proceeded on because I was really eager to get to one of my favorite states, New Mexico. You know what I like best about New Mexico? Just about everything. And I made two terrific stops here that both had a lot of surprises and definite charms of their own. We're here in Tucumcari, New Mexico at the Blue Swallow Motel. And this is a town, I've got to tell you, that totally embraces its Route 66 heritage. I mean, will you look at this place? It's bragging about having a TV and 100% refrigerated air. They've got a fountain. They are totally banking on their daddy-o patio motif. Look at those colored chairs in the background. I love them. And of course, they've got the cars that are screaming 40s, 50s. Love it. And here we are at the Roadrunner Lodge. I mean, so many of these hotels along this section of Route 66, there's the pool, are still open. I mean, right here in Tucumcari. This is how you do it, Tucumcari. You've got one claim to fame. Route 66. Lean into it, man. They're doing it. And then the next stop is about an hour down the road, Santa Rosa. They've got two claims to fame, a terrific restaurant and a body of water. So here it is, the ultimate breakfast burrito, or at least the ultimate breakfast burrito at the Silver Moon Cafe in Santa Rosa, New Mexico. The standard question that you always get in situations like this are, do you want green sauce or red sauce? Or do you want a Christmas, which is a red and green combination? Obviously, that's what I went for. Okay, this is really fabulous. It is a tortilla with an omelet essentially inside, tons of onions, lots of peppers, cheese if you want it. I'm leaning right now towards the red sauce, but the green sauce has a totally different kind of kick. They're great together. It's Christmas every day here in Santa Rosa. I didn't have scuba diving in New Mexico on my bingo card, but hey, here we are. This is the Blue Hole, Santa Rosa's second big tourist attraction after the Silver Moon. And it is let me make sure I say it right, artisanal spring with a bunch of caves underground and rocks. There's no one in it right now because it doesn't open until noon, but the water is like constantly flowing. It goes down 80 feet, and scuba divers show up here, plus people who are willing to swim in 62-degree water. It's kind of amazeballs. This is some seriously blue water. It's so windy out here beside the blue hole that my phone didn't even recognize my face because my hair was over it and I had to put in the numbers. Anyway, I already know my fun fact for the day. The blue hole is an artisanal spring. And I've always loved that word, artisanal. But I wasn't sure I was pronouncing it right, and I got it confused with artisanal. So here is the explanation. Artisanal is when water comes to the surface naturally because of some sort of underground pressure. So an artisanal well or an artisanal spring or lake, they didn't drill for it. The water bubbled up on its own because of pressure usually due to caves and gas building up below the surface. And so it's quick moving, eternal source of water that you don't have to work for. It's considered like a major blessing, and the water is always really pure and it keeps moving, and it's just the greatest kind of water. So I love the idea of an artisanal spring. But anyway, also there's the word artisanal, which sounds a lot alike. Artisanal for the water. Artisanal is anything that is handcrafted. So artisans are people that don't use a lot of machines. They use minimal machines and pretty much make what they make, whether it's quilts or furniture, by hand. They both sort of have the idea of being natural, which I guess is why I got them confused, plus the T's versus the T's. Anyway, that's my fun fact of the day. You can always count on me to give you completely useless information with a lot of enthusiasm. But bottom line, I made it to Albuquerque, and I'm here with my dear friend Heather. So tomorrow we'll be at the Hot Air Balloon Festival, the Sunset Balloon Rise. I can't wait. There should be some good footage from that, so stay tuned.